Hello, my YouTube family. Hope you're doing well. This is Gina here, and I am intuitive healer. And tonight, I want to make this video earlier, but for some reason I couldn't find my headphone, and I was driving. And usually when I'm driving, if you guys know me, so when I was driving, usually all the information will come through. So I couldn't find my headphone. So I had to make this video at 11:30, whatever, before 12 o'clock. And then you guys all know me that around 11, 12, usually I'm very hyper. My channel is really open. So some message come through. I hope you guys doing well. I really, really hope you guys doing well. And if you feel like, I'm serious, okay? Even though I'm laughing. If you feel like you literally shift from one reality to another reality, and you have this funky feeling, but you don't know where that's come from, it's like you reach to the state which is you manifested, you want to be there, but then when you're there, you're like, what if something happened? What if something happened that bring me back to where I was? Now, this is really trippy. And I will try my best to explain what is going on and what could be going on for you, okay? So if you're familiar with the work I'm doing, so before I always guide people to when you are at right now to where you want to be, which means I connect you, the present moment of you, to connect with the future version of you, and then ask you what's the worst thing could happen if you reach to the future version of you, right? Now, the trippiest part is after or on July 4th or after July 4th, which is July 5th, a lot of you already quantum leaped. You already jump to different timeline. Now, when you jump different timeline, if you're not very in tune, you were not aware what's really going on, it's gonna freak you out. So what's the scenario if you are timeline hopping? Listen carefully. I'm trying my best. So like I said before, I will ask you, if you're right now, if you align with future version of you, where you want to get, what's the worst thing could happen, so I can backtrack to work on the blocks to help you to align the future version of you. But what if overnight you jump to the future version of you? Let's say before, right, you were manifesting a unconditional love. When you were at a place that you're not sure when, you're still healing, but you're manifesting a beautiful relationship. Overnight, you realize you have a beautiful partner, and you realize the unconditional love. But you're like, what if something happened? What if he cheated on me? What if he lied to me? So, first of all, I want to validate you. You already quantum leap from what you want to manifest to the point that you manifested what you want. But because of this quantum leap, because of this timeline jump, there's something in the middle, this gap there, which is the part when, if you work with me, I'm going to ask you what's the worst thing could happen. You actually reach to the future version of you because your time jumped, right? Timeline jumped. So you already arrived, the future version of you becomes the present version of you, and you're like freaking out, is something going to miss, something you are there, you realize the partner is really loving you, but you're like, something going to happen. That's exactly before I would bring you to the future version of you and ask you what's the worst thing could happen. But now overnight, you arrived to this future version of you, and you literally experiencing that what if, then I would ask you, what's the worst thing could happen right now? Because you arrived. Now, the reason I want to make this video is because a lot of you are not aware that you actually had this quantum leap in the last 3 days. You actually arrived as a future version of you that you wanted to manifest before. But you do not know. Because in the last 3 days, on July 4th, July 5th, there are a lot of glitches in the matrix. I don't want to get deep because for my understanding, I just cannot put words into why. But if you want to dive deep, I want you to Google it or YouTube it, CERN, CERN. Now, from my understanding, I just want total honesty with you, that I do not really understand what the fuck is CERN, but I really witnessed my timeline shifting. A lot of crazy things happening that I have no logical answer to you, but I realize that I'm literally hop into universe, scooping into a timeline shift to a different reality. It seems everything the same. My house still looks same. My outside house looks same, but something is different. You will going through what I went through. I only can share my experience, okay? On July 5th, morning time, my phone locked me out. You know that on the iPhone, you double tap 3, right? 3 fingers you tap, you can zoom in, zoom out. The morning I woke up, it doesn't work. And I can swear on July 4th, that evening, when I go to sleep, I usually will put my phone on the, what's that called? Do not disturb, fly mode, right? Oh, airplane mode. Because even though my phone is in the living room, I sleep in my bedroom, I do not want to have my phone. I usually turn my phone to airplane mode. The next morning, I open my phone is zoomed out, and I could not tap 3 fingers to zoom in. It doesn't work. It took me a while. I literally had to Google on my laptop to, find a way to get in. It took me a while. It's a little bit frustrating. And by that time, I was like, all right, let me learn something. This is just one of the weird things. And second weird thing, I think I already shared it in the last video, that my daughter's t-shirts are literally missing 2 M's. Now, this is really trippy, okay? Just follow me. If you feel like that, something you so sure that how the way it was, but now in this reality, it literally shifted in front of your face. Maybe some spelling is different from what you remembered, or maybe certain numbers you remembered, or you give to people certain numbers, not in this reality, that's different number. I literally had people come to my house that couldn't find my house. And my address is 3281. And in all the hundreds of appointments, I gave people my address. I only made it, count to the second one, I only made 2 mistakes. First time I made a mistake was, instead of 3281, I gave people 3282, which is sending people across the street, which is understandable, right? Now this time, I'm so freaking sure, because the day before the appointment come to my place, I checked my message. It was 3281. Now this next morning, when people come to my place, that she couldn't find my place, and she called me, and she told me that I give her the address is 3282. 3281. I give her 3181, which doesn't exist in this neighborhood. And I cannot tell you, because when I look back to my phone history that day, it is 3181, which was not the same number I remember to give people, because I double checked it. And when you try to look to evidence, everything is shifted. Okay? And I have a lot of weird things happened in the last 2 or 3 days. So again, this is my experience. If it doesn't resonate with you, you think I'm crazy, move on. No big deal, because a lot of things I'm talking about here, not everybody can resonate with that, and I'm okay with that. Literally, I'm okay with that. But if you feel like something is happening in your reality, not necessarily the numbers and how to say that, the numbers or other things, it might be something is missing and suddenly popped up in different places. Or you grab a bottle of water and you just open it, you haven't really drink it, and turn around, and this bottle of water is already halfway down. You're like, what the heck is going on? Who drinks this water? Or some things you remember that it's supposed to be that place, and you wake up morning times, the thing is moved to different places, and it's like, what's going on? So a lot of confusion. Or you will manifest in a relationship, right? And all of a sudden you wake up, you are in this state of a loving relationship, you're like, is this real? What's going on? So I know I'm not crazy. And please comment below for the things that you going through in the last 2 or 3 days. There's something that's really weird, that's like glitches in the matrix. Because let me tell you one thing. If you know that something is going on, you are ask the universe to give you a sign, to show me that what are the things that actually going the way is different. Universe is gonna show you. Okay? If you think I'm crazy, it's okay. It's not the first time for people to think I'm crazy in a different way. So I honor that. I honor myself. Yeah. This is what I want to share with you guys the whole day. And now I'm back home, so I can make this video. And hope you guys doing well. And welcome to different reality. Now, one more thing I want to add on. Okay? You believe it or not, this is the best time to manifest the things that doesn't make sense to you, because the matrix have glitches. It doesn't have to make sense. It does not have to make sense. Today, I could be in the United States, and next day morning, I could wake up in Europe, and I was like, what's going on? Where was I? Is it a dream? Whatsoever it is. Don't you feel a lot of things happen in your life is like a dream? And let me tell you, dream and reality, they are the same, two different sides of the same coin. So enjoy your ride and enjoy this moment and play with this reality. You're gonna have a lot of fun. Don't get too serious. Don't get too personal. Don't make things all about you. We are living in the most interesting timeline ever. And I just cannot tell you what is really going on, but we are hopping different time right now, okay? So what another thing could happen is I want to share with you guys is like, there are two scenarios. Scenario number one, if you hop from the old reality to the new reality, what you're going to experiencing is that something you remember is supposed to be this way, when in new reality is totally different way. Okay, that's scenario number one. And the scenario number two is when you are in the new reality, when you look at things, then you're like, there's another memory come up that you're like, oh, I see different version of what I see, because you will bring the older reality's memory to the new reality. That's indicating that you are timeline hopping, the quantum leap. And I cannot prove you. I literally try to pull out an image of my girl's t-shirts. Remember there's an M on it. And all the images I put up is there's no M on it. But me and my daughter remember there's an M on it. That's how weird it is. You could not find evidence, because when you hop to the new reality, everything shifted. Your phone's data, the footage, the data, everything's all shifted to the new reality. But your memory, you remember that. And you are not the only person remember that. Like my daughter's older one, she's 80 years old, younger one, 60 years old. They all remember there's an M on the t-shirt. And I cannot prove you because all the data in my phone is shifted. So welcome to the new reality. And enjoy it. And ask the universe to show you. We are just entering into the really, really interesting, magical moment of our life. If you have something to manifest it, you're gonna get that thing very fast in a most surprising way. Try it and reach out and comment below if you have some weird experience happening in the last 2-3 days. I would love to hear about that, okay? Love you guys so much and good night.